Okay, hi. So I actually bought a bunch of these LED displays. They're like very old style dot matrix displays that were actually made by Monsanto in about 1979. So these are actually the MAN2A. A lot of people made knockoffs of them. It's hard to know who actually manufactured this. But you can buy them on eBay for not very much. They're very old. Like people say, oh, it's old, it's new, it's never been used, but it doesn't look like it's ever been used. It's like old stock, but it's been sitting around for like decades. Anyway, the main thing is they're kind of cool because they're retro, because they're actually 5x7 dot matrix displays, and if you get one that's working really well, you can see, if I turn the light off a second, you can actually see a nice 5x7 display working there. And so I actually have it connected up to a Raspberry Pi, Pi Zero here, and I'm just running some Python code, and that code is just kind of like sending these characters to the display. It's just an array of LEDs. It's 5x7. It's just multiplexed, and that's how I'm getting this. It's just like it's displaying different random characters from ASCII sets, and every fourth or fifth character it displays like a full. It just displays all on, just so we can see what's going on. So I also have like a sort of a copy set here, which is just in this socket, so I can throw down another one. So like if I have another one here, I can throw that one down there as well and see how that one works. Then I can throw this one in here. Oops. And then close that down. So okay, so here I have another one. You can see that one's also working pretty well. It's just displaying exactly the same character. And pull that out. And another one here. These are. I bought a batch of 25 of them, and I was sort of expecting that most of them would be pretty good, but what I actually found was that almost all of them were completely failed. So so almost none of them work. So I'm not saying that that anybody knows why that is. I think it's just because they've been sitting around for so many years. So this was another working one. See, that works perfectly. Just to displaying the same thing, but got all these over here, that also came with it. You could pick one of these, any of these. So these are also just the same display, MAN2A. If I actually throw those down there, the right way around. Yeah, that's right. So throw that down. If I throw this in here as well, oops. In the right place. Yeah, so this is another one. I can throw that down. So you can see like what's happening here is, turn the light off a second, is there's like a bunch of pixels missing. And not all of the LED dots are actually coming on. And sometimes they're not like actually off, they're like half brightness, and sometimes they're flickering, which is bizarre. I tried running it for a really long time. Like they don't sometimes they seem to condition a little bit and get slightly better, but like most of the time that is not the case. So like none of these, out of the 25, I only got 3 that actually are fully functional. So let me just throw this as another example of one that doesn't really work. I'll throw it down on the socket and shut that down. So okay, so see, it's like there's a bunch of pixels that are just not present. One more example. Should we go back? I'll just pick one at random. This is also the same thing. Like I say, I'm just using the Raspberry Pi, just using Python with the IO library, and it just drives these very rapidly as a multiplex. And it should be fine, So like I turn the light off, you can see that it's not. There's a very few on this one. There's very few pixels that are actually functional. And you know, I don't know why, but I guess it's just like, you know, 1979 is a long time ago, so I guess, you know, I mean, I'm running these like 10 milliamps or something per pixel, and that's like what the datasheet says is okay. So, you know, it should be working just fine. Let's try one more, and then I'll go back to the see this one's got a few more pixels on. You can see there's still a few. There's like, I don't know, maybe two missing there. Yeah, one on the bottom left, and then one up in there. It's like flickering a little bit. So yeah, the problem is with these things is that it's like they are cool, they're retro, but like because they're old stock, you know, they might not really be working properly. You know, even though, you know, the seller probably has no clue about what the condition of the pixels, you know. So here, this is back to a good one. Hopefully this one's right. Yeah, you can see this is a working one. It's just it just shows the right things. So I got 3 good ones out of 25. You know, it's kind of like annoying. So I don't know how common it is to have so many failures, but you know, it's kind of an interesting experiment to test them out and see how these old displays work, you know, and how well they work.